Hi everyone, it's Ruben and Polly from Megeve. We're wedding photographers based in the French Alps.
One of the most popular wedding destinations in the French Alps, and probably the most famous, has to be the ski resort of Chamonix. We recently spent a day there to catch up with wedding planners Estelle and Monica of Haute Wedding. We asked them to tell us why they think Chamonix is a great choice for a destination wedding.
So my name is Estelle. I'm born in Chamonix, which gives me a pretty good experience on everything you can do in Chamonix, especially for weddings. And I've been a wedding planner for almost 5 years, working together with Monica.
I'm American, originally from California. I've been living in France for 17 years, but spent quite a bit of time in Aix-en-Provence, where I did my studies, and on the French Riviera a little bit as well. And I've been living in Chamonix for countless amount of years now, originally coming for the skiing and the mountains, of course, because it's so beautiful here. And I've been planning weddings for over 10 years. Many reasons, so many reasons why you should have a destination wedding in Chamonix for both winter and summer, because the mountains here are absolutely spectacular. The best views anywhere in the Alps. Right here in Chamonix, the valley is at 900 meters, but the peaks reach up to nearly 5,000 meters, with the Mont Blanc being the highest peak in Western Europe, culminating at 4,810 meters. So you literally have these mountains that are just sky scratching up above your head. So it makes for incredible postcard perfect backdrops and scenery.
The ceremonies we can do here in Chamonix outside in altitude with the view over the Mont Blanc or any mountains around here, it's just spectacular. So ceremony outside is quite a hit for Chamonix. We do lots of altitude ceremony up in Aiguille du Midi, which is 3,800 meters high, and where you see the Mont Blanc so close.
And to be able to take the guests specifically for the ceremony, whether it be a cable car or the chair lifts or the train, exactly, there's a little cog train that goes up to the Mer de Glace, which is a glacier. So not only do we have the mountains, but we have glaciers year round. So in the summertime, you also have the ice that's cascading down the mountain, the mix of colorful wildflowers and the white contrasting with the greenery and the forest is just spectacular, really spectacular. So people do come here mostly for symbolic ceremonies. Most of our couples do their legal part back home, because you do need to be a resident in France for at least 40 days to get married legally in anywhere in France. So normally a symbolic ceremony is led by a person who we refer to as a celebrant. Sometimes another name is a humanist, and they are the person who designs the ceremony specifically to the couple based on their story, based on their personal backgrounds and beliefs, whether nowadays, so many multinational couples coming from the four corners of the world with different faiths or non-faiths or views on life and the universe. So this person takes all of that and really designs a beautiful ceremony specific to the couple that resonates within their hearts for why they want to get married. And sometimes the couples choose somebody within their family.
Yeah, or a close friend, which is even more personalized. It's always really emotional.
Honestly, after doing this job for 10 years, that's the highlight for me. It's not about the flowers, it's not about the fluff, it's really about the ceremony, which we've tried to really get the couples to refocus sometimes, because they lose sight of that with all the planning. Because there's a lot of logistics, there's a lot of family stresses, but the ceremony is truly the most important. And for us to see these couples get married after a year of planning.
It's all about love. Maybe most people think that getting married in Chamonix is doing it in the winter, but we do many summer weddings, also spring and autumn, like between June and September. And there are countless good aspects about having a summer wedding in Chamonix. You do have spectacular views. You still have the white tops on the mountains, but also all the green and all the flowers. Days are longer, and the sunset in the summer is just amazing. You see the mountains getting all pink at some point.
And sometimes people paraglide down in the summertime as well, doing a trash the dress, paragliding,
day after wedding,
which is fun.
Since the days are longer, we can have the ceremony outside and also the cocktail, so we can have a long cocktail. We can be outside, it could be on the field, always have a marquee in case, plan B, in case of, rain, you never know. But yeah, you can be on the field and just being outside until like 8 or 9 p.m. And then normally we move inside for dinner, but we can still have a dinner outside, weather permitting, and it's really great.
So winter receptions, they're definitely, I think, of magical, compared to the summertime. There's something really cozy, magical, and elegant I find about the winter weddings. You have the crackling fireplaces, you have the faux fur rugs, you have your vin chaud and your hot chocolate, and the way the women are dressed as well. It brings a different element of elegance to the feel of the winter weddings. And oftentimes as well, it's kind of fun because people will arrive in their snow boots, for example. We do the ceremony outside, even though it's winter, you could still do an outdoor
altitude as well.
Yes, so people are, we're greeted with blankets and like ski hand warmers for the pockets, as well as like their hot chocolate and
big boots.
The big boots. Yeah, so it's really, there's got a fun aspect to it. And then after the ceremony, you move indoors and people change into their nicer shoes. There's something just magical about the snow, the whole world being covered by a blanket, and then there's something about the candles too. I find the candles during the winter weddings just have a different magical glow to them, which is pretty special. And that's the nice thing about Chamonix, that it is a place where you could do weddings from January, February, March. I wouldn't necessarily recommend April because then it gets a little bit rainy. May might be a bit risky, and then moving from June to September, as Estelle had mentioned. And the fall weddings are gorgeous too, with the colors, orange and greens and reds all mixed together. It's so pretty. So Chamonix is a mountain town, obviously. The origins date back to around the 1700s, when people in the surrounding areas would come to the area because they see the Mont Blanc. You can see the Mont Blanc from hundreds of kilometers away on a clear, beautiful day. So these people, these mountaineers, well, there's that mountain, we have to climb it, we need to go up it, it's there. So that was originally brought people to the Mont Blanc Valley, and little by little became more and more popular with tourists because it is such a gorgeous destination.
We actually got the first Winter Olympic Games in Chamonix
in 1924. Yep. And we host World Cup skiing events here, European skiing events, basically the Olympics of trail running. But then the town itself, there's a lot to do.
It's beautiful. It's a lot of restaurants with local food and small cafes and narrow pedestrian streets. You can just, have an ice cream and then go for a nice gaufre, waffles, typical from Chamonix, so good.
And a good mix of restaurants where you can get local food like raclette and fondue and tartiflette, but also some restaurants where you get burgers and comfort food, and then fusion food as well. Dancing
until late night.
And then there's lots of activities too, so people, when they come, it's not just for the wedding day.
And in winter you can do lots of activities, of course, around skiing, but then, for example, the grandparents or maybe parents with kids, they have also plenty of activities that they can do. Walk and hike and snowshoe.
Sledding for the kids, dog sledding as well, husky dog sledding, ski joring with the horses, there's so much. There's beautiful spas as well, which are fantastic both in the winter and the summer. With the different hotels, there's a brand new spa that opened up here that has indoor, outdoor with different treatments. Yes, in the summer it's beautiful because the possibilities are really endless, and you can go hiking, you can go mountain biking, you can go road cycling, swimming,
yoga retreats,
and rock climbing, river rafting, just having a picnic and enjoying the views, literally just reading a book, having a nap and looking up at the incredible scenery around that alone as well, and just drinking a coffee and watching the world walk by in town with the most beautiful backdrop in the world.
Chamonix is as well very easily accessible from Geneva Airport. We have Geneva Airport, which is an hour and 15 minutes away from Chamonix driving. Easy drive as well. It's not like most of the other resorts where it's like super turns, like 4 hours. So it's like straight to Chamonix, and Geneva being an international airport, I mean, our guests can come from all over the world.
Yeah, and very easy in regards to once you're in the Geneva airport to get to Chamonix. There's so many different transfer companies, and it's easy. It's just very, very simple to get on an 8-passenger shuttle van or a private transfer or a bigger bus. So it's so very simple. Like, I don't think there's any other resort that's as easy to get to, which is then you get here and you have this incredible beauty that sometimes you'd have to drive 3-4 hours on a windy road to get here. So that's pretty unique.
A lot of our guests go on an Italian honeymoon afterwards because they just cross the Mont Blanc Tunnel, which is, just 5 minutes. And they go to Italy, go to Venice, and just have their honeymoon, which is...
It's literally 20 minutes to Courmayeur, Italy, which is a completely different feel from Chamonix. And then 20 minutes the other way, you're in Switzerland. So in speaking with it, accessibility, not only to get here, but then to go and visit other places around is very, very easy, and complete change of views around as well. And the nice thing about Chamonix too is that it's so international that yes, it is a typical French town, but you have such a great influx of people coming from all over the world. A lot of Swedes that make their stay here for the season. English people, Americans, Italians. So it's really nice to have these people from all over the world coming constantly through Chamonix. So it really brings in a nice mix when you're out and about town to hear different languages, the Spaniards, Portuguese.
So yeah, Haute Wedding, mostly we have international clients, couples. They come from the States, they come from England, they come from, or sometimes they're mixed, if I would say, couple, like
Brazilian with
together with a French, or
I think a lot of couples, they actually feel at ease that Estelle is French, but she's completely fluent in English and speaks Swedish as well. I'm American, but I've been living here for 17 years. So there is that trust factor also of not only are we fluent in several languages, but we've lived abroad and we live here, so we're experts obviously here in France, but we know where people are coming from. We can understand our couples truly and their expectations, and then kind of make it easier for them as well. Like, okay, in France things might take a little bit longer than what we're used to in the US. That email that you sent 5 minutes ago, it's not going to get responded to in 5 minutes. It might take 5 days. We'll get back to you, or the person will get back to us, then we'll get back to you. So those cultural differences are important because we smooth them over for the couples, whereas other times they might be frustrated and not understand what's going on, but we're there to literally guide them to make it an enjoyable process, where when you're doing business and planning a wedding in a foreign country, it could be a little bit unnerving, not knowing what to expect or how people think. And
not only the language barrier.
And keeps it interesting for us. Like we mentioned before, we've been doing this for between 5 and 10 years now, and it's the people that really make it, why we love our job. It's the people that come from all over the place with their different stories, their different backgrounds.
The relationship we built over the year of planning, that's the most exciting thing.
If you've already been to Chamonix, and especially if you got married here, let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear about your experience.
Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, as we'll be posting more videos that will help you planning your destination wedding in the Alps. See you soon!